Ready, set, go.
Greetings and determined spectators of the World Wide Web. I am Tall Lanky Guy. Welcome back to Clickhole. We're going to do another quiz. This time I decided to not make it how many things apply to you quiz. It's going to be, let's see if you are this thing. For example, we're going to do, is your flamingo sick enough to make a movie about? You guys may not know about this about me, but I own a flamingo. Yeah, his name is Gerald, and he's pretty sick. But I think I do need to know if he's sick enough to warrant an entire film being made. So let's find out. Hollywood's always on the hunt for flamingos that are so sick that their story will entertain audiences around the world. Is yours sick enough to be the subject of the next blockbuster? Be sure to answer honestly. Oh, I will. I absolutely plan on it. Hollywood is champing at the bit for the next sick flamingo to base a film on, and its only criteria is that the flamingo is sick as shit. What did your vet say about your flamingo the last time you had it in for a checkup? Hey, everything checks out here. Don't be surprised if this flamingo lives to be 1,000 years old. I have heard that they sometimes live to be that old. Or, pfft, this flamingo is sick. But I've seen sicker. It might be time to consider having this flamingo and anything that has come in contact with it put to sleep immediately. Or, this is a flamingo? You know, if I had a nickel for every time that I brought my flamingo Gerald in to see the vet, if I had a nickel for every time they were like, "Are you sure this is a flamingo?" I'd have a lot of money. I'd have quite a bit of money. If they make a movie about your flamingo, they're going to digitally scan it so they can recreate it using CGI for the movie. And that CGI model better look really fucking sick. How sick does your flamingo look? You know, I try to maintain my flamingo's self-esteem. I try to be very encouraging towards him. You know, that's mostly because its feathers have mostly fallen out, but he's still got a beak. His beak is still attached, as opposed to it could stand to lose a few pounds, but otherwise it looks like a regular flamingo. Feathers gone, beak just hanging there by a thread, skin mostly scabs. Or feathers gone, beak gone, skin gone, muscles fully exposed and covered in scabs, bones visible and leaky. That would be bad. That would be bad. I think if it were that, if my flamingo looked that sick, I think I would be a little bit worried. You know, you gotta toe the line between how awesome and friggin' sick does your flamingo look to, you know, do you want to keep your flamingo alive? This is a question that I have to deal with on the daily. Thousands of starry-eyed flamingo owners show up in Hollywood every year, hoping their flamingo is sick enough to make it big. Hollywood execs need to know that that your flamingo is in serious discomfort the second they lay eyes on it. Which of these describes your flamingo's outward anguish? My flamingo is actively hunting shrimp in my hot tub and appears fine. Honestly, that's how I'm trying to be. My flamingo is lying on the ground, violently kicking itself to one side in a circle. You know, also a mood. My flamingo is walking about briskly, but its neck is completely limp and its head is dragging behind it through its legs. Or my flamingo is constantly screaming in a voice that sounds surprisingly like Sam Kinison. I don't know who Sam Kinison is. I know that I've had many talks with my flamingo about his posture, because it seems as though its neck is just completely out of service. totally limp. Hollywood legend Sick Louise. Oh. Oh god, okay. Hollywood legend Sick Louise is known the world over as the sickest flamingo ever to have her story told on the silver screen. Starting with 1997's Sick Louise Goes From Bad to Worse, and ending with 2017's box office flop, Sick Louise Gets Better. Sadly, after Sick Louise became healthy, her career abruptly ended. I've heard of that happening a lot. Which is why Hollywood is so eager to find another disturbingly sick flamingo. I know the story of Sick Louise is truly inspiring, and it's really sad that Hollywood wasn't able to appreciate the talent and especially later in the career the range that she had. Especially late in her career, I think she could have had her best work. It was only getting better from there, I think. Unlike Sick Louise, my flamingo isn't sick. Unlike Sick Louise, my flamingo's catchphrase isn't a gurgling sound. It's more of a slurping mixed with labored breathing. Okay, yeah, I've definitely heard some labored breathing from Gerald. Unlike Sick Louise, my flamingo doesn't vomit up everything it eats. Instead, the food just falls out through a lesion in its throat before it even reaches its stomach. See, Gerald has the beginnings of that lesion. It's definitely showing up, and it's worrying me a little bit, but nothing's fallen out of it quite yet. Or, unlike Sick Louise, who is able to stay alive on her own, my flamingo requires frequent defibrillation to stay alive. And furthermore, it's questionable whether it's technically alive or just showing signs of life due to the constant electrocutions. Again, we're not quite there. I've only had to defibrillate Gerald maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times in the past month. It's not infrequent, and I've always got it on me. I've always got the defibrillator next to me. You can't see through the camera, but it's like right next to my chair here, just in case. Yeah, it's more of a slurping mixed with labored breathing. So that's what we're dealing with. Hollywood will only pay you big bucks for your flamingo's story if its insides are truly rotten and fucked up. The best way to tell how awful your flamingo's internal organs are is to examine its stool. I know this. I've examined Gerald's stool I do it on a weekly basis. Which one of these descriptions most accurately describes your flamingo's shit? Light, airy, clear, no foam, with hints of cinnamon and bergamot. That was definitely Gerald's droppings at the start when I first adopted him. Mealy, robust, cloudy, a few bubbles with a strong liver odor. Yeah. No different than a gigantic bad raisin in any way. Okay, in the sense that it's just shitting out raisins. Thick, foamy, bloody, filled with the flamingo's own bones. That's where we're at. That's where Gerald's at. That's we've got the bone. We got the bone shits now. We're at that stage. If you want the major studios to get into an all-out bidding war over your flamingo's story, they're going to need to know that your flamingo's eggs are having some major problems due to how sick that fucker is. What are its eggs like? Smooth, uniform in color, and as delicious as ever. I remember the last time I tried cooking one of Gerald's eggs. Haven't been the same since. It's been a really bad time. I still feel the residual pain every now and then. Yeah, it's bad. The eggs are very long, so very long. no eggs. My flamingo just gives live birth now. Or the eggs come out already fried with salt and pepper on them and everything. The eggs are just super long. Just really long eggs. And you don't, as soon as the eggs are getting, long, I've learned that's when you want to stop trying to cook them. If Hollywood were to make a film about your flamingo, what would it be called? The Flamingo Who Was Fine, 20% Sick, 100% Flamingo, The Flamingo Who Felt and Looked Like Absolute Shit but Could Probably Still Go to Work, or Maximum Flamingo Disease, The Reckoning. I'm going to go with the flamingo who felt and looked like absolute shit but could probably still go to work. Gerald's still, like, kind of, if you squint and, like, think really optimistically to the point of naivety, he's still considered technically like an almost functioning flamingo. Like, yeah, some days he's able to function. Yeah, let's get the results. Oh no, let's be straight here. Your flamingo is definitely sick, but not make a movie about it. Sick. Oh, okay. What it's got going on would definitely play to a small town crowd as a play or a public access TV show or something, but it's just not going to cut it in Tinseltown. You should see all the sick flamingos out there who can't get a movie made about them. Flamingos sick like you wouldn't believe. Talent agencies have whole binders full of flamingos they thought were sick enough but went nowhere that are way sicker than yours. It's nothing personal, it's just the reality of the business. I know, and there's a lot of really sick flamingos out there, and honestly, it's a reminder of what I have, to appreciate what I have right now with Gerald. That he could be a lot sicker. He could be just an absolute mess, but he's not. He's definitely a mess, but he's not always a complete mess. So, puts things in perspective, if you think about it. Yeah. So, that was, is your flamingo sick enough to make a movie about? That was a good quiz. I'm a little bummed that Gerald probably won't make it in showbiz. Much less a biopic. But sometimes you need these hard truths shown to you in online quiz form. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna move on to one of the click ventures in the next video. Excuse me. I may have gotten something from Gerald. I'm going to do one of the click ventures in the next video, and that will probably be the last part of this little excursion into Clickhole. But if there's a specific Clickhole quiz or a click venture that you specifically want me to go through, then absolutely, send me the link in the comments. And if there's anything else on the internet that you would like to see me react to or go through, you can feel free to put that in the comments as well. If you like the video, click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed or rung the bell, those are things you can do. I'll see you later.